Hey, nice to see you back here again. So, after Warrior Within, I decided, okay, I'll start from the very beginning. So, why not make a video covering all 3 original trilogy games in one go? Holy shit, that was a mistake. No joke, I nearly lost my mind trying to beat these games. Like, did I struggle? Yes. Did I want to throw my PC through the window? Yes. Did I cry like a little bitch? Yes, I did. But was it also a very interesting experience? You bet your sweet ass it was. And you know what? This time, I won't recommend you play these games. You'll see why. Well, okay, I do recommend you try out these games, but like, not try to complete them because, oh my god, Lord Jesus Christ. Now, what you should do, my lovelies, is to watch this video till the end and get the original Prince of Persia experience without dying 5,000 million times. Let's not waste time and let's suck at platforming. So, this video was supposed to be slightly different. I have to be honest with you. I did not beat the first few games on my own accord. Did I play through most of the levels? Yes. Did I see the ending and story cinematics? Yes. But did I also use cheats? Yeah, I did. And as I sit here writing this, part of it is because I'm a loser and do suck at video games. But part of it is that, simply put, they aren't really fun to play. You keep doing the same few platforming moves and fighting very slightly different enemies, all to get more of the same platforming. Yeah, the ultimate line is that I could spend hours mastering these games, or I could make this video and actually start playing the Prince adventures that I'm kind of interested in, like Sands of Time. I don't know, man, I just did not vibe with these games. So no, I did not beat a difficult game. But dude, I fucking tried. Since if you make a mistake, you have to go back to the level, and with slow controls, you have to spend minutes and minutes and minutes going through the same level. Let's actually look at what Prince of Persia 1, released in 1989, has to offer. First, before we start, you can play the first and the second game online for free, since by now they are considered to be abandonware. And I will leave links to a website that has a lot of resources about these games, both different versions, info on releases, and other cool things you can learn or just use cheats. I really like that these games aren't lost to time, and the amount of information on it is pretty dope. The classic, the old school, the original Prince of Persia. I still remember trying to play the game when I was a wee old lass. I didn't know what I was doing, or why, or what was even happening, but it was a pretty cool experience back then. For its time, it had difficult platforming, kind of okay story, and a lot of, well, let's say, interesting ideas. And as I start the game, look, I'm not a person that needs a tutorial or hints for every single step you take in a game. In fact, I think that over-explanation takes away from both user experience and the overall world building. But that said, it would be cool to have at least a sentence of what the fuck are you expected to do or how you should do it. I mean, I'm sure that it's done due to technical reasons, but even then, there is text in the game, so maybe just have one of those boxes to explain, oh, if you hold this button, you will hold onto a ledge. And if you hold this, you can actually walk instead of running. Yeah, look, I'm not joking, but I'm so fucking stupid. that I've played for around half an hour, not understanding that you can walk. I repeat, I ran through an entire fucking map, dying to each hazard, thinking, what the fuck am I doing wrong? How should you play this game? And then things clicked. And again, don't explain everything to the player, but at least give the overall info how you want them to play your game. Or that what I would say if there wasn't a fix for all of that, an old forgotten art of video game manuals. Yeah, if you read this bad boy before playing, oh, would you look at that? Everything is explained. Man, I would actually like for manuals to return, not only in the super duper collector's editions. Even then, it's hard to find a true manual for a new game now. Talking about the story, a lot of these games follow the basic same flow. The evil vizier has done something bad or is trying to kidnap the princess. You have to stop him. It's kind of surprising how the new franchise ditched the whole save the princess deal. I mean, I get it, they split the princess part into multiple characters, but there is something to say about the simplicity of, hey, that evil guy has kidnapped your princess. Go save her and kick his butt. You get mostly text about how evil this guy is and how the princess is really waiting for you to stop falling into goddamn pits and rescue her. There's actually more story than I was expecting, since you do get some info between the levels, even if it's very little. And overall, the game is actually longer than I remember. I always thought you sort of fight through the dungeon and that's it, but there's around like 10, 12, up to 15 levels. The versions are kind of different too also, like, what? I think I've played with like SNES map mod or something, I don't remember now, what the hell. Now, since I played on keyboard, maybe that was the reason. But holy shit, most of my deaths were because I believe the prince is going to jump. Like I'm pressing up, but the controls are so weird, at least for me, that the prince would just plummet to the ground. Basically, with the momentum of the prince, controlling him either feels like a ship being like, whoa, whoa, or it feels super slow, like whoops, whoops, whoops. It's probably something that you need to adapt to or use a controller, but man, I did not vibe with the game controls at all. That lack of middle point in movement speed was the killer for me. In the newer games, I am the prince. In here, I feel like I'm wrangling him into place. Another thing about controls, like you jumping in place, is not actually jumping in place. The prince moves ever so slightly. So if you think you will be fine jumping near a ledge, well, you can just simply eat yourself from it. It feels like the controls wanted to be as realistic as they can by creating this sort of hard to control machine that has momentum and like movement. And sometimes it actually works, but also sometimes I was like, I'm definitely going to jump onto the next ledge. But instead, the prince would jump in place, move a tiny bit, and fall off to his fucking death. Nice. The thing about platforming and in general the overall game is that it's super static. You don't unlock new moves or skills or ways to access levels. The very first level feels sort of the same as the last one. It does increase in complexity for sure, but also a lot of the level is sort of simple. Move there, get up 3 floors, and without checkpoints, it starts to feel a bit tedious. Like, yes, let me spend 3 minutes just to back to the really difficult or interesting part of the game. And that was probably what kept me away from completing the game. I was like, oh, okay, let me spend more time doing the same map platforming, then I can try again and fail and spend even more time. You know, like it's like, Again, I did not complete the game. I'm a goo goo gaga baby. Where's my mommy? But compared to other games, it does feel like the first draft. Good draft, but nevertheless, the first. Yeah, like the only complaint apart from the weird controls, which can be more of a personal thing, again, is the lack of checkpoints. And I think I'm not the only one here. Why? Well, the second game implemented this, meaning it was requested by players, right? And again, sometimes it can take a stupid amount of time to get back to the same section. And when there are no clear signs, where the hell do you need to go? It can lead to places where experimentation feels more like punishment. But just like with Warrior Within, it's a double-edged sword. Like typing a password wrong 4 times. The 5th time, you will be extra careful. So it's kind of the same here. You start to create strategies, optimize your game, and try to truly get how the hell does the game want you to play it. It's basically asking you to brute force through it. And mayhaps you have more patience. But me? God damn it! Talking about difficulty, the timer is the weirdest thing in this game. Like, I get what they were going, right? You can try how many times you want to complete this level, but overall, you have a finite amount of time to do so. Which is a cool addition to have this tension all throughout the game. But do you notice a problem with this? Well, if there's a timer, that means that at a certain point, your run becomes useless. And if you don't know how long the game will be, you might see that, oh, only 30 minutes remaining, and I'm still in the second level, well, better restart my game. Which is, I don't know, just kind of weird. Like, it's not really a roguelike system, it's just do the same level over and over. Like, it's all based on your time, right? Like, if you go to the very, very last level, and then you see you have like 2 minutes or 1 minute to finish the game, the whole run kind of feels like pointless a bit. And now you feel kind of stupid for not quitting sooner and starting a better run. You tried and kind of gained nothing. Now, of course, you can use these runs to test out the map. But again, it's sort of a slow video game, so practicing for very long just isn't really fun. But I do understand why, when games moved from arcade to home consoles, they still had this arcade difficulty and approach to overall game flow. Like, if you put the first Prince of Persia game on an arcade, every single decision makes sense, since it wants to grab more of your money, while giving a challenge just enough interesting. So starting from the level beginning works. But once you're sitting comfortably in your own home, it can become less of a challenge and more frustration. I think that the main reason you see way more optimized checkpoints and saving systems in modern games, well, simply put, developers learn the balance between difficult and frustrating. The game actually holds quite a lot of secret locations, and what the game doesn't tell you is that you can break ceiling tiles by jumping at them a few times. Wait, is this a shortcut? Well, usually not so lucky, but you do get your health back, or more importantly, some health upgrades. God damn Prince of Persia and its life upgrades! I mean, now Warrior Within makes a bit more sense. To defeat the Haka, you need to search for life upgrades, like you need in the original game, because holy shit, you need more health than free. The game also has like a lot of dead ends, or just kind of weird map designs where you're like, I don't know why I'm here exactly, or like, should I be here, or is there an exit? Like, what? Also, What the hell is this? Okay, I get it. Red potion means health. Easy puzzle, right? But what the fuck does blue potion do? It gives you mana, right? Nope, it takes away one of your life. Oh, okay. Cool. I'm all for experimenting, but checking random potions I find in dungeon doesn't seem like the best idea. And again, why? Do I not understand something about this game? Or did I miss something? But the few times I found these potions, they had no freaking use at all. I thought maybe I could walk past doors or do some crazy shit for a second, but nope. Huh? Now, based on the way that characters move, especially when picking up swords or drinking a potion, I would bet that all of this animation here is rotoscoped. Like, look closely. This feels like a not so perfect rotoscoping, since the movement itself is very smooth and clean, but the model looks a bit all over the place. Still, for a game of that age, it looks surprisingly lively. When you see Prince of Persia combat, your first thought is probably, oh, that's so simplistic. I just attack this asshole non-stop and be done with it. But, there's actually a surprising amount of depth to the combat. First of all, you can rush enemies and simply push them, meaning you can push them off the ledge. Second, you can block incoming attacks, or even switch sides with enemy. But for me, the most impressive thing was that if you and enemies hit at the same time, your swords will clash, and this gives a relatively simple battles quite the edge. These assholes start off weak, but once they start blasting combos at your ass, well, you really clench your cheeks. No, fuck you, I'm closer to the exit. Fuck. But that said, once you learn how to move and block efficiently, well, the enemies start to look more like babies, goo goo gaga die motherfucker type of deal. The problem is that most enemies are just the same guy. Like, yeah, look, this one is fatter. Basically a Reddit moderator. But it's still the same enemy that you have to defeat in the same way. It makes sense in the game world. I mean, there would not be a crazy variety of guards in this palace, right? Apart the fact that there are fucking unkillable skeletons. Yeah, they're just there. And I guess they are aggressive to everyone, but then like, why not add more variety? Like enemies with less health but larger in numbers, or a guy with a spear that requires you to block 3 times and then you can attack him. Anything like that. But pulling back everything, it was released in 1989. So yeah, limitations, limitations, limitations. I'm not going to criticize the map design and environments, since, again, the release date, but I won't praise them either. There are a few different versions of the game, but the issue for me is that it's just so repetitive in backgrounds, levels can start to feel, well, the same. So a cool thing is that the game can soft lock you sometimes. Like here, the guard is standing near the ledge. And that's it. I'm fucked if I try to go up. And with the level with the final boss, sure, you can get soft locked if you don't change sides. But you can also get stuck here if you fail to jump through the door. And the weirdest thing is that to get back to this point, you just have to run past like a few obstacles. Like nothing serious to the point where you start asking, why not put the boss level straight at the start? Man, again, this game feels so much like an arcade try and fail system, where you're not meant to complete the level in the first try, no matter how well you understand the game. Or maybe I'm just bad at fucking video games, okay? You know what? I'll give a big plus to this game just because of the rat. That's a good rat. That's a good rat. So here's the weird thing, right? There are a lot of potions in the game, and one of them turns off gravity. So you can basically have this free falling effect where you don't really get hurt if you fall, and you can jump on ledges, grab them, whatever. However, how fucking ever, there is only I think there is only one potion in the game. And you immediately activate the effect once you drink it. So it's a good tool, but you can't really utilize it in the game. Like here, you can see how it works while using cheats, right? Because you can just activate it. But like, why do you add this in the game and then not expand on it and add in every level? Or better yet, have a consumable, right? So maybe you're in a tough situation and you can use this last, anti-gravity potion for your benefit. But it's, again, the game feels like an amazing first draft. But like, there's so much things that aren't developed enough. Okay. You know what? The more I live with Prince of Persia 1, the more I kind of appreciate it. Again, it kind of sucks in a lot of places, but there's surprisingly a lot of mechanical and gameplay aspects that I did not expect. Even if I don't vibe with the game, I have to say, the vibe of the game is pretty dope. Overall, look, it's a game of its time. It's a very interesting experience, but man, does it kinda suck to play. At least for me. I might be trash at the game, sure, but as we will soon see, the second game addresses basically everything that I've mentioned. Maybe those weren't just nitpicks after all. Maybe I'm on to something. Well, let's see.
In ancient Persia, there lived a sultan who had an only daughter, whose beauty was like moonrise in a clear heaven. Now it happened that the sultan left his kingdom to fight in a foreign land. In his absence, the princess fell in love with a young traveler.
Well, as we start the second game, we get way more than in the first one. Mainly improved animations. Just look at the showcase of motion.
Seizing power, Jafar had his rival thrown into the dungeon.
And also, as well, kind of weird sound dub. Like, listen. Doesn't it sound like an amateur and professional at the same time? I don't know how to explain it. It just kind of weird, dude.
And offered riches, but the stranger requested just one reward. And so the young lovers were wed and they lived happily, well, for 11 days. One morning, as the prince stands before the doors of the throne room, a coldness like a shadow passes over him. As he approaches the throne, he feels the eyes of the court upon him. The princess and sultan stare at him. "Princess," says the prince, "why do you look at me so strangely?" "How dare you speak to the princess?"
Dude, I'm peeing my pants. I don't know why, but all of this intro is just one big meme.
It's just a poor mad beggar.
After him! Don't let him get away! Don't worry, my dear.
They don't know that I'm the evil vizier. That's me in the corner. That's me in the losing my religion. It definitely has a different vibe to it. Also, the story is way more interesting, if you ask me. The main difference is that we are after the happily ever after, and this asshole has taken our place. Now, it's immediately more interesting. How will the prince take back his place? Will people believe him? What shenanigans will occur with the two princes running around? And compared to the first game, where you have to start off and find a sword, here we blast off in an action sequence where you literally have a few moments to pull out your sword and defeat this guy, or else, well, shit. The level continues, with the prince being chased throughout rooftops. As he flings fuckers down, and culminates in us escaping on a ship. Honestly, 10 out of 10 intro. Great, action-packed, short, with checkpoints in the middle? Dude, perfect.
The prince leaves Persia as he arrived. A stowaway on a merchant ship. Known to no one, scorned by all. After him!
It's just a poor mad beggar.
Seize him!
Come to me.
Now, the thing is, there will be interesting levels later on, but it doesn't really reach this high of action and tensions anywhere else. Also, it feels so dynamic when enemies can actually follow you, jumping from rooftops to rooftops, or you can even cut them down while they are landing. It's not some stiff animation. The game also focuses way more on puzzles and does have a few more interesting ones, even if some later ones do kinda have some moon logic to it. Holy crap, look at this. This is an anti-piracy feature. In the game, you actually need to have the manual. Pick the correct symbol, and only then you can continue to play. If not, the game will just stop. I've never seen this. If you have any other like examples of this, please let me know. But goddamn, I mean, at least they give the pirates the first 2 missions for free.
Meanwhile, the Sultan's enemies are marching against Persia. No sooner has the Sultan left for battle than the new prince seizes power.
Dear father, my heart is broken. The prince has betrayed your trust. You must return with your army and take back your throne. Oh no!
News of the princess's sudden illness stuns.
Okay, so the rat returns from the first game, but it's actually a mouse. My bad, sorry. I'm confused, okay? Damn, 10 points for the cute mouse making cute mouse noises. So, this level takes quite a lot. You have to go here and here. Well, I mean, you can do that. Or you can do this and drink this green potion and simply jump down. That's it. So yeah, remember about the anti-gravity potion from the first game? Well, there are way more now. And as I said, the second game addresses most of my nitpicks that I had for the first game, with shortcuts being a good way of rewarding exploration. Oh, great, I did it. Wait, what the fuck happened? He started to go up the stairs and then began fighting these assholes. Alright, okay game. Let's do it again. Oh, would you look at that. The level now have certain checkpoints. And I have to lower my hat to these programmers. I know that difficulty is cool, and you do feel like you've accomplished something once you passed a level in Prince of Persia 1. But honestly, once you look at the time you took, you don't really feel satisfied. Again, do I suck at these games? And also, do I suck a dick? Yes. But still, a bit more convenience goes a long way. Skeletons come back from the first game, but instead of being invincible until you kill them with environmental stuff, this time you can do that or you can fight them normally. And of course, they will later on come back to life, but at least you can pass on. Now, that's not always the case, since this skeleton is different than this. There's the bridge one. You can't kill it. You have to pass him. Then engage him enough so he wouldn't run to close the freaking door, but also engage him just enough and on the exact spot on the bridge, so you'll be able to grab and hold the ledge when the fucking bridge collapses. And I tried. I really fucking tried. My god, I don't know. God. The bridge seems to hold on forever and at the same time give in at the worst fucking second. Like, just, god damn it. As in the first game, we get a timer. This time, it's a bit longer. But, why exactly? I mean, in the first game, it kind of made sense. I sort of get that Jafar is doing something to her, but he wanted to marry her? Took the prince's place just to now kill her? Am I missing something? Or is it just a convenient way to implement the same feature as in the first game?
Waste no more time. Come to me.
If the first game was relatively, let's say normal, set in sort of a real world, apart from shadow clones and skeletons, you get it. This game goes full on fantasy with flying carpets, statue horses, lost civilizations, and crazy temples. I really like it. It adds a flavor of charm that the Prince of Persia 1 lacked. And it's so stylized and just, I actually like the vibe of the second game so much. The combat, while still basically the same, feels faster and more responsive. If you learn to block in time, you can get some real adventure swashbuckling type shit. Like, that was freaking cool. And just like I said in the first game, now we have multiple enemies and way more action from all directions. It's also way more bloodier in the way the prince goes out and the way you dispose of your enemies. Hey, so after all I talked about, what do you think happens when you drink this potion? No, really. No, really. Fucking guess. Guess what happens when you drink this potion? Did you say a tiny man jumps out of it and starts running in the other direction, pushing a button and unlocking a door for you? No? Well, me neither. But here we fucking are. This game, even more than the first one, relies on traps. And you need to watch out not only for the same falling tiles and spikes, but there are trapdoors and blades on walls. Another thing that this game improves is enemy variety. And not only variety in a visual sense, since there are way more interesting and cooler looking evildoers. But you also need to approach each of them a bit differently. Just don't get fooled. They are still not the smartest cookies in the cookies jar. Or whatever the fucking saying is, I don't fucking know. Why did this guy kill himself? What I love about this game are three things. The maps look amazing. Like, look at this. And this, and this. The whole visual design is so colorful and so lively. Second, the music and voice acting. The sound effects can get a bit annoying, especially if door opening sound effects start stacking on top of each other. But the voice acting is so corny and amateurish and yet so honest and warm that you quickly fall in love with it. And the music matches the game so well.
Phew.
Like, Third, the story is actually interesting. Again, nothing bad with a simple defeat the evil guy and save the princess. But here, the world building and the character of the prince gets so much more attention. The whole imposter idea, even if by now used to death, is an interesting narrative to make you want to see just how Prince will get out of it. What's my problem with this game? Mostly three of them. The map design can feel needlessly convoluted, especially in the later levels. It's kind of easy to get lost in them, and sure, a door opening sound is a nice addition. But when you have to run around just to get the hang, what the hell, the button opens, it's not fun. This can be easily addressed with different doors and buttons. Maybe symbols on the doors? Then you know that, oh, it's that door I just passed and not the door in front of me. Second, the controls somehow feel better and worse at the same time. A lot of the times I felt like the prince just did whatever he wanted. Like, the long jumps were not as reliable. I know, as I said, it was weird in the first game. But here it sort of felt random. Maybe it's because my controls or my device, I don't know. Let me know, did you find the controls weird in this one? Third, the game feels aggressive with traps and softlocks. Like here, I'm just fucked. Nice. I know it's a difficult platformer, but in Prince of Persia 1, the map felt like a map with traps, right? Here, it feels like the map deliberately wants to mess you up. Again, as I said, in these games, you need to experiment to basically find out what the developers want you to do. And then it's easy peasy. I'm joking, it's not easy peasy, it's fucking difficult. Oh, what the actual fuck is this? What is this? What? How? Why? This is what nightmares are made of. And oh wow, this map has such a great display of what is ground and what is not. Right? It's really clear, right? Right? Again, I love the creativity, but this whole level is an odd addition. I mean, the game had crazy things before, we saw that, but this is on a whole new fucking level. What the fuck is this? What? So after trying this ending for a few times, I decided, alright, let's see how you are supposed to beat this. And you know what? I'm happy I did not try to complete this game. Just look at this shit. What? What is this? Nah, son. I love basically everything about this game, except all of it. Also, I have to give yet again a big plus for the best mouse.
The princess looked upon the prince and saw once again the man she loved. This time the prince took no chances. He ordered Jafar's ashes scattered to the winds. The people rejoiced, and the prince and princess dwelt together in joy and serenity and lived happily ever after.
The best mouse is in the house. Overall, Prince of Persia 2 is a very, very good game that basically builds on everything that the original game introduces. Does it also have its own unique flaws? Yeah, it's a weird, frustrating mess of a game that just oozes with vibe and just with creativity. So, yeah. But if the second game builds on everything and expands into this oozing vibe, the third game takes it all down and just goes kind of insane. But let's go 3D. Let's start Prince of Persia 3D and ooh, nice. Oh shit, oh boy, wait, give me a few minutes. Yeah, okay, I'm back.
Sultan, the princess was expecting me.
The voice acting in this game feels more professional, but the sound mixing could use some work. God damn! I thought she had that badonkadonks, but that's just her dress. Dramatic much? Jesus. Okay. It was kind of dope. Oh no, the controls, my god, the controls.
I've heard that there is a way out of this prison cell, but
holy moly, they are so slow and clunky feeling. The prince turns like he has a stick up his ass. As you can understand, I really don't like the controls here. It's not bad per se, but everything feels slow and really kind of unresponsive. Hey, would you look at that? You added tutorials, and not even just text tutorials, but a very fun dialogue-based explanations from the prisoners. That's such a smart idea. Of course, fellow prisoners would give you advice on how to escape the prison, and on the same page, you get overall information on the game in a more, let's say, natural way.
leave me be. I am too weak to escape. You need to find a sword if you wish to survive. I see you have found yourself a sword. Heed my advice. Start blocking when you see your opponents attacking. You'll live much longer that way.
Just as in the first game, your goal is to find a sword to stand a chance against these fat boys. The voice actor for the prince is amazing. He feels like he's giving his all, and also like he's a random guy pulled from the developers team.
That could crush a man's skull. There's something inside, but I can't seem to open it.
Ah, yes, we don't have a voice actor. Johnson, you're the prince now. Get those lines ready.
There's an engraving of Hassan's face on this bracelet.
But it's the first time we got some characterization for the prince, since before he was just a good guy trying to do good things, and that was sort of it. Look, I'm not gonna lie, the platforming with slow tank controls feels somehow even worse than in the previous games. Like there, the prince at least felt acrobatic sometimes. But now, she's like your grandma, trying to show off her parkouring skills, but falling off the chair and breaking her hip. I'm going to be straight with you. Not gay. What? I'm going to be straight with you. Prince of Persia 1 was the first draft of a great game. Difficult as shit, but great. Prince of Persia 2 was a more refined, reworked version of that game, even with some weird decisions. But Prince of Persia 3? I don't know what this game is. It's like a Frankenstein between the new franchise and the old games, sort of taking elements from both but not really working them together. And the weirdest change for me is going from looking like this to looking like this. God damn, those 2000 graphics are kind of trash. Like, look, there are some cool places in the game. There are some nice designs and nice backgrounds. But overall, man, this looks meh at best. And I would have taken an isometric or 2.5D approach way more. It might just be me, but the game looks ugly. Like just a bunch of flat textures on simple surfaces. I don't know, I just don't like this middle ground between good 3D graphics and good 2D graphics where it's just like shit, kind of. Just my opinion, okay? Don't burn me at the stake. Better burn me a stake. What the fuck am I talking about? This has to be the weirdest combo system I have ever seen. First of all, the prince no longer draws his weapon automatically once the enemy is in front of you, and that is absolutely natural since we're in a 3D environment. The game is designed in a way where you have to avoid certain enemies, so your weapon is controlled individually. However, you sort of have to get in the position to actually like commence the fight, which just looks kind of weird and unresponsive, like, oh, okay, what are we doing? You also have a full range of dodges to the side and back. On top of that, you can choose whether to attack from left, from right, from the top, or to block. And And look, it's cool. As an idea, it's really cool. And you do get slightly better at it, but you start with just mashing everything and just hoping the prince will survive. Later on, sure, you understand how to block certain attacks. It sort of clicks, but it still kind of sucks. The feedback, the audio, the visuals, they don't give enough for the system to feel actually viable, actually good. But you do look like a magical crackhead, so I guess that's something. On top of your sword, you do get a bow, turning this more into God of War, I guess? It's a bit clunky to control, but it does spice things up. Add a few different melee weapons, and it's a full-blown hack and slash. Because all you're doing in combat is madly hacking and slashing.
Where is the princess?
Forgive me, my son.
Wait, what did you say? Is he your son? Or are you just naming him son? Since I thought the Sultan was the prince's father?
I'm sorry, but that is the only choice. Brother, no!
Holy hell! I guess you love the prince so much you are willing to sacrifice your life for him. Alright. I guess he did save you from the evil Jafar in the second game. I don't know if it's Jafar, I keep forgetting the name.
Go. Your fate is with the princess.
The soundtrack is kind of cool. It's not too aggressive and not too much of the whole Arabian vibe, but it has its own vibe to it. It seems that most Prince of Persia games has this great attention to music. Well, apart from the first one, because there was no music there. Well, there was a bit, but you get the point. Also, I have to give it to them for including both princess and enemies combos animations, like this. Pretty cool. Why did I complete this game and not the first two? Simple, son. Quick saving and quick loading. Yeah. Without it, dude, no. Honestly, some environments here feel like they inspired Warrior Within. Or am I going crazy? It does have that edgy, dark feel to it. And it would fit perfectly with that princess vibe. Alright, so we also go into fantasy here. Since what the fuck are these sewer lizards doing in this place? Are these like pets? Rats? Random monsters hiding for no reason? I mean, my favorite enemy to fight is the assassins. Oh boy.
Ah, secret passage is what you seek. One is right, the rest are bleak.
Okay, do you know where the secret door is located? Oh, you mean the secret door? Yeah, sure, dude. It's right behind me. It's not like it's a secret or something. Why do you even call it a secret door if you just tell every single Do you know Prince? Do you know him? Did you even ask his name? What the fuck, dude? I just walk here and you're like, yeah, whatever, dude, just use the secret door. What?
Ah, secret passage is what you seek. One is right, the rest are bleak.
I like that there are different looking enemies. Even if you fight them basically the same. At least they feel different, right? But actually, my problem with this fighting system is that it's like one-on-one and very, very focused. And the second game already showed us that it's kind of cool fighting on multiple sides and just having a lot of enemies to deal with. But you, of course, can't do that because it would be even more of a shit show here.
My royal cousin, you are to be my bride, and yet your beauty is such that I cannot look upon you.
Oh yeah, your 3D 4 polygons beauty is so intense. What the fuck is that thing? Holy shit! Whoa, wow! I also object to this marriage on the basis of what the fuck is that?
Widowed.
Let's look at this section. I have to activate this button and run past these guards to reach the doors in time. Easy, right? I need to sneak past them, maybe knock one out or simply fight them and then, interact with some environmental objects. Well, how about go drink a magical potion you can find in a random corner somewhere here. Then become invisible and simply walk past the guards. I mean, the puzzle on itself is relatively simple, but you also add a shortcut to it? Actually, again, kind of cool. I wasn't able to find a lot of these cheat sheets in other puzzles, but I have to praise them for even including this approach. Also, the thing is, if you started this game without prior knowledge of the previous games, even the fact that something like an invisibility potion even exists is a big stretch. And since a lot of tutorials or hints here are given by other characters, by you talking with them, I would have liked to, maybe someone mentioning that things like these exist in the world of Prince of Persia 3D. I will kiss whoever decided to add quick saving and quick load to this game. If I had to redo these sections, that would be it. I would be out. Fuck this shit. But with, let's be real, saves coming, it's rather okay. Apart the fact that it keeps crashing on newer systems. God dang it.
Too bad he missed the pool.
I'm going to be honest with you. At the middle point of the game, I was kind of vibing with it, but the later half is just kind of a slog. Like, I was kind of getting sick of all the super slow platforming and weird controls. Also, and this is important, shit just goes off rails, both in story and gameplay wise. So, the start is like, hey, Sultan, your daughter will marry my son, just like we agreed on. The prince intervenes, the Sultan dies, and the prince is blamed for this. Then we kill the evil whatever the fuck this is.
My husband!
But oops, he has a giant bird. Don't know why he didn't use it before, but whatever. Now we're in some sort of temple? Okay, why? And there are giant machines that the evil guy controls?
I'm sure your grief is real, my love, but the Mega Prince is now gone. Will you never allow me to comfort you?
Get out!
You will learn to never turn your back on me. You will look upon me when I speak to you, and when I act, you will see that I am in every way the equal of your late husband.
Perhaps you...
Then the princess doesn't want any of that and cuts this guy's arm off. Which is pretty metal, I'm not gonna lie. But she gets sucker punched in the face. Then he wants to kill the princess.
Perhaps that fate can yet be changed. Very well.
My husband!
Not a movement, not a breath from you.
Hey, what exactly was this guy's plan? He wanted to marry her for power, for throne. Doesn't matter because he's killing her now. What about the Sultan's brother? He's still in charge, right?
My love, but I thought... Persia lies to the north.
So it does.
Am I to be stolen away again?
Hey, you know your father has been killed, right? No? Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, yeah. Look, I might be stupid, but the combat system never really clicked for me. Like, it's not that easy to avoid enemies or to know which of your attacks will be blocked. Sometimes it seems you can attack from the opposite direction of the enemy attack. Sometimes it seems like the most important thing is to attack while they are attacking. I don't know, maybe creating a slower, more beefier system would work better here. Now the enemies are really fast and sometimes just cancel their stagger animations and attack you. Maybe I was greedy and tried to rush kill every enemy. But I don't know, I sort of get the idea what they were going for. Never really gets fleshed out during the game. The weapons are also really weird. Like, I love that there are different types of arrows in the game. Like 7 or 9 of them, including summoning swarms of bees on the enemy or freezing them in place. Hell, there are even possession arrows. Kind of dope, but do you notice the problem? The bow isn't a quick shot. You can't use it like in combat fluently. It requires a lot of targeting. There's also not a lot of moments where you don't simply want to kill your enemy, so changing every arrow type to one-hit kills would probably be more beneficial to the player. Third, I have not seen like 60% of these arrows during my gameplay, meaning you created all of this cool stuff, but you implemented it so poorly that not only can you beat the game without using most of these weapons and arrow types, but most players will not even realize that these types exist. Give a taste of these arrows. Have armories that maybe allows us to pick like which 2 types of arrows we want to use. Then create some sort of synergies. Show us why we want to possess an enemy, or why summoning swarms of bees is more beneficial than simply killing an enemy. But the thing is, I don't think it's possible to utilize the arrows and full gear with these controls. Overall, I hate to say it, but it feels like a worse version of Tomb Raider games. It's slower, doesn't look as interesting, and has extremely meh combat. While with Lara, you could jump around and shoot your guns without really stopping and aiming. Even entering combat here feels like a chore. Like both you and the enemies are these hard to control cows on ice that need to be wrangled into positions. So look, did I watch walkthroughs for this game? Yes, a few times. But the funniest thing is that 90% of the time, the thing I was missing was a button. Why was I missing a button? Well, do you see the button on the wall? No? You don't see a button on the wall? Here, see? That's clearly visible, right? I don't know, man. It kind of feels like such a meh work on map and gameplay design. More confusing than interesting. This adds to the most cardinal sin of this game. It's just so fucking slow. The prince moves slowly, he climbs slowly. The levels feel slow and tedious at times. Yes, when you go with quick saving, then it is manageable. But even then, you feel like you need to quick save everywhere just because the game might be hiding something stupid right around the corner. And when the game looks like this, sometimes seeing that something stupid takes a lot of effort. I don't know, it's such a weird experience. I beat it, I like a lot of it, but I would never ever want to play this game again. Maybe some games should be forgotten by the sands of time. Overall, Prince of Persia 3D is an interesting experience. It's much more darker, much more edgier, has more ideas, has more interesting ideas. The fact is, while Prince of Persia 2 felt like a refined version of the first game, this feels once again like the first draft. The environments, the maps aren't that interesting. The story is a bit there. It seems to focus more on looking interesting, flashy, or like high tech, without actually coming together in this one cohesive vibe or narrative. Again, I do recommend you try it out for yourself and play it for like few levels. But man, I absolutely understand why Time forgot this game, and you know what? Maybe I would like to see this game remade with like newer tech and better focus on the main ideas. But Prince of Persia 3D is a good experience, like playing with double Ds. And that's probably all I have to say about the original Prince of Persia trilogy. These are really interesting games with so many cool moments, and you can see the conceptual start to most of the things that we associate with the prince now. And I didn't expect them to have so many wild ideas and enemies. But would I recommend you complete these games? Not really. You definitely should try them out, especially since you can play the first and second games straight in your browser. The real problem is that from a certain point, all three games simply don't bring anything new gameplay-wise. So I think I'm actually going to take a different approach. Will there be a Prince of Persia game that will surpass Warrior Within? It's one tough thing to do, but we'll see. As for these three games, the first one feels more like a tech demo, but it's still really good. Second one improved and optimized basically everything. And the third is sort of a mix between the first two games and the new franchise. The second game takes the crown here, because simply put, 3D is way slower. It looks uglier. And even with the all new additions to weapons and whatever, you're still kind of doing the same thing. And running through ugly looking corridors. So yeah, go try out Prince of Persia games. Thanks for watching this video. Have you tried any of the original Prince of Persia games? What's your opinion about them? Would you like to see a game focusing more on the old prince and his adventures maybe? Leave all your thoughts below. Anyway, if you find this video entertaining, let's not get around, it's more of a cringe than entertainment, but, you know, why not drop a like or sub to my channel? Your support keeps me sane. Slightly. Okay, enough. I'll see you guys and gals in the next one.